the land of endless snow and sparkling ice lived a little penguin named Pip. Pip was different. While others marched and fished, he loved to explore. One sparkling morning, Pip zipped down his favorite hill, tumbling into a pile of snow with a joyful squeak. As he set off toward the shimmering ice castles, he spotted something unusual. A big, fluffy, white creature with a black nose, looking lost and lonely. Pip's heart raced. He'd heard stories of polar bears at the North Pole, but never imagined one here at the South Pole. Curiosity won over fear. Pip hid, then decided to be brave. He waddled out from behind his snowbank, took a deep breath, and marched up to say hello. This was the start of an adventure bigger than any he'd ever dreamed. Pip was ready to meet the mysterious visitor. Pip approached the creature and chirped, "Hello?" The fluffy stranger turned, revealing gentle, tear-filled eyes. "I'm lost," the creature rumbled. "I'm Piku. I woke up on an ice floe and now everything's different. I want my mama." Pip's heart melted. "I'm Pip. You're at the South Pole, Antarctica." Piku's eyes widened. "But I'm from the North Pole." Pip nodded. "That's far away, but don't worry. I'm the best explorer in my colony. We'll get you home." Piku managed a hopeful smile. "Really? You'll help me?" "Of course," Pip chirped. "We're a team now. First, we need a plan, and maybe a fish snack." Piku smiled for the first time since arriving. For both, a new friendship and adventure had begun. Together, they would find a way home. Pip felt braver than ever. Piku was no longer alone. Pip knew they needed a map, something to guide them through the endless white wilderness. The snow stretched in every direction, and the wind whispered secrets only the bravest could hear. Pip's little heart thumped with excitement and a hint of worry, so he led Piku to a smooth, glistening sheet of ice, perfect for drawing. The ice sparkled under the pale sun, and their reflections danced as they walked. Using his beak, Pip carefully scratched a circle into the ice. "This is us," he said, marking their spot in the vast frozen world. The circle was small, but it felt important, like the beginning of something big. Piku wanted to help, but his big, clumsy claw cracked the ice with a loud snap. He looked embarrassed, his ears drooping. Pip giggled. "Your claws are too big, but that's okay. Tell me about your home instead." Piku's eyes lit up as he described his snowy land, the tall green trees that stood like silent guards, and the magical lights that danced across the night sky. He spoke of the magical, swirling lights, auroras that painted the sky in colors Pip had only dreamed of. The world sounded so different and wonderful. Pip listened, eyes wide with wonder, and began to draw a wobbly map. He added their colony, a tiny dot, and then drew a line leading north toward adventure. He sketched the North Pole, the tall trees and swirling lights, trying to capture the magic Piku described. The map was messy, but it was theirs. "There!" Pip said, pointing with his flipper. "Now we know where to go. Up, to the land of lights and trees." Piku gazed at the vast icy ocean ahead, his face full of worry. "But how do we get there?" he asked softly, the distance seeming impossible. Pip grinned, his eyes twinkling with hope. "We'll need help. There's a wise old albatross who lives in the whispering ice caves. He's traveled farther than anyone. He'll know what to do." With hope in their hearts and the map in Pip's flipper, the friends set off together, ready to face whatever the frozen world would bring. Their adventure was just beginning, and every step felt like a leap into the unknown. The map was their guide, glowing with promise, leading them toward new friends, new places, and the magic of the great white north. The whispering ice caves lay beyond the great snowy plain. Pip and Piku made the long trek fun, playing I Spy and laughing as Piku pretended to hide in the snow. When a cold wind blew, Piku shielded Pip with his big fluffy body. "You're like a walking blanket," Pip chirped, snuggling close. At last they reached the glowing blue entrance of the caves. The wind's hum echoed inside, making Pip a little nervous. "Don't worry," Piku said. "We're a team. I'll go first." Inside, the cave sparkled with blue, green, and purple light. Icicles hung like chandeliers, and the air was filled with a gentle, musical whisper. Pip's nerves faded, replaced by awe. "Wow," he whispered. "This is the most amazing place I've ever seen." Together, they ventured deeper, searching for the wise old albatross. In a golden-lit cavern, shimmering with icy crystals, Pip and Piku found themselves face to face with Alistair, the wise old albatross. His feathers glowed softly in the magical light, and his eyes sparkled with kindness and ancient wisdom. Alistair blinked at the unlikely pair before him. "A penguin and a polar bear. What brings you here, so far from your homes?" he asked, his voice echoing gently through the cavern. Pip, gathering all his courage, stepped forward and began to tell their story. He spoke of their long journey, the challenges they'd faced, and the hope that had kept them going. With a flutter of excitement, he showed Alistair their imaginary map, drawn with dreams and determination. Alistair listened intently, his head tilting thoughtfully as Pip spoke. When the story was done, he nodded gravely. "Getting home won't be easy," he said, his tone gentle but serious. "The ocean is vast and unpredictable, full of hidden dangers and powerful currents." Piku's hope began to fade, her eyes growing sad, but Alistair's beak curled into a reassuring smile. "There's another way," he said softly, "a secret current known only to a few, the star tide." "The star tide is a magical current," Alistair explained, "that flows with the light of the stars. It can carry travelers across the world in a single night if they are brave enough to follow its path." "Tonight is the night of the star tide," Alistair declared, glancing up at the moonlit opening above the cave. "The moon is full, and the current will soon appear. You must hurry to the edge of the ice shelf before the moon is highest in the sky," he urged. "Only then will you see the star tide's glow and be able to catch its magic." Pip and Piku's eyes shone with hope and excitement. The thought of a magical current that could take them home filled their hearts with new courage. They thanked Alistair with grateful smiles and promised never to forget his wisdom. With hearts pounding, they raced out of the glowing cave, ready for the next part of their adventure. Outside, the ocean shimmered with the first hints of the star tide's magic. The greatest part of their journey was about to begin, and the star tide awaited them, sparkling under the moonlight. With hope in their hearts and the promise of home ahead, Pip and Piku knew that anything was possible if they believed in each other. Pip and Piku hurried to the edge of Antarctica as the sky filled with stars. The moon rose and the ocean began to shimmer with 1,000 glowing lights, the star tide. A flat piece of ice broke free, forming the perfect raft. Pip hopped on, Piku followed, and the star tide swept them into the glowing sea. They floated on a river of stars, surrounded by sparkling jellyfish and glowing fish. Above, the sky glittered. Below, the ocean glowed. Pip and Piku lay on their backs, silent in wonder. The world felt magical and endless. Together, they sailed toward the unknown. Pip had never felt so happy. As they drifted north, the air changed. Piku smelled pine and earth. "That's home!" Piku cheered, heart pounding. Pip felt excitement and a twinge of sadness. Their adventure was ending. Suddenly, the night sky erupted in swirling green, pink, and purple lights. The northern lights, just as Piku had described. Pip stared in awe. "The dancing lights! They're real!" Piku beamed. "That's the aurora! We're home!" The star tide slowed, their raft bumping gently against snowy shore. Beyond the snow, tall pine trees stood, heavy with white. Piku leapt onto the land, breathing in the scent of home. He turned to Pip, eyes shining. "We did it! You brought me home!" Pip smiled, proud and a little sad. Their journey had crossed the world. A joyful roar echoed through the snowy forest, as if the trees themselves were cheering. The animals gathered, their faces bright with happiness, and the air sparkled with excitement. Piku had finally returned home, and everyone could feel the warmth of the moment. Piku's mama rushed from the forest, her heart full of relief and love. Scooping him into a giant warm hug, she squeezed him tightly, never wanting to let go again. "Mama, Pip helped me find my way home," Piku cheered, his eyes shining with gratitude. He looked at Pip, his brave little friend, and smiled wider than ever before. Piku's mama knelt beside Pip, her eyes kind and gentle. "A penguin from the South Pole? You are brave and kind. Thank you for bringing my little one back. You have a big heart, Pip." Pip puffed out his chest with pride. "He's my friend. Friends help each other no matter what," he said, feeling proud and happy to have helped. But as the celebration quieted, Pip wondered, how would he get home? The snowy world was beautiful, but his heart missed the icy blue of the South Pole and his own family waiting far away. Piku's mama noticed Pip's worry and smiled gently. "The great whales are our friends. They travel far and wide across the oceans. They'll take you back to your home, Pip," she called out across the icy shore. And soon a magnificent blue whale appeared, its giant body glistening in the sunlight, ready to help Pip on his journey. "The whale will take you home, Pip," Piku said, his voice trembling with emotion. "I'll miss you so much, but I know you'll have more adventures." "I'll miss you too," Pip replied, hugging his friend tightly. Their friendship felt stronger than ever, even as they prepared to say goodbye. They promised to look at the stars every night and think of each other, no matter how far apart they were. The sky would always connect them. Pip climbed onto the whale's broad back, waving goodbye with a flipper and a big, hopeful smile. The adventure of returning home had begun. Their friendship would last forever, no matter the distance or the oceans between them. They knew they would always be there for each other in their hearts. As Pip set off on the whale's back, the sun rose higher, and the ocean sparkled with promise. Pip's next adventure was about to begin, and he felt ready for anything. Pip rode the whale south, waving until Piku and his mama were tiny dots. The whale showed Pip wonders, dolphins, turtles, and coral reefs. Pip listened to stories of the deep and dreamed of sharing them at home. When the Antarctic icebergs appeared, Pip's heart soared. His colony cheered his return, eager for tales of adventure. Pip became a hero, but the greatest lesson was clear. Friendship is the best adventure of all. On clear nights, Pip gazed at the stars, thinking of Piku. Far away, Piku did the same, and both friends smiled, knowing they were never truly apart.